so much, Kashi, for a wonderful description of mine, which I was unaware about. In a way, you presented. So, with this, can I share the screen?
No, sir. You can, sir. You can.
And I hope it is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for having me in over here, especially the coordinator, Dr. Jayan, who persuaded me, and after that it was Dr. Kashinath ji, who continuously thrusted me to deliver what am I supposed to talk here now today. And then, of course, all the panelists who are here with me, the eminent speakers, Vaidya Kamlesh Kumar ji, Professor Dilip ji, Mangala Gauri madam, and of course, the Don himself, Vaidya Kashinath ji. So, it is fine sharing the same platform with you. And the topic which I have been interested today to talk about happens to be the penta-elemental concept in yoga. Being Ayurvedists, we are all aware about this aspect. But when it comes to the science of yoga, we need to ponder a little bit more. So before we start this topic, can we chant two prayers? You know, it's just before you on the screens. There are two deities. One is Lord Dhanvantari and another one is Sage Patanjali ji. Because we are going to talk about based on Ayurveda as well as the science of yoga. So I would like to chant two prayers for them. May I request you to be seated straight in your places, whether on chairs or whether on grounds or wherever you are, with back straight, neck straight, head straight, and both eyes closed. Your focus on your eyebrows, I mean between the eyebrows, and making a Gyan Mudra. So touching the tip of the thumb with the tip of the index finger, and placing the hands on your thighs or on your knees with the palms turned towards the ceiling. Deep inhalation and prolonged exhalation, focusing on the incoming and outgoing breath. Try to chant the prayer along with me if you are accustomed with the prayers. If not, please listen. Ragadirogan satatanushaktan asheshakaya prasrutan asheshan autsukya moharatidan jaghan yopurva vaidyaya namostu tasmai Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarottam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly releasing the mudra of the fingers, bring your palms together, rubbing them with each other, place them making a cup on your eyes. Moving the palms on your forehead, head, your neck, your shoulders, chest, and the body. Kindly come back to this mundane world and hope this release the stress of continuous listening. Well, when it comes to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, here is what Sri Krishna has said. Bhumirapo nalo vayu ham mano buddhi revacha ham karam iti yam me bhinna prakriti rashtada. So along with buddhi, ahankar, mana and the 5 elements, there are 8 types of prakritis I have, from which I generate the living beings. And of course in the Brahmand, because in Ayurveda also we have Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande, Pinda Brahmanda Nyaya. So for Brahmand, I have another, the Para Prakriti, and this also is the Prakriti which the householders or the living creatures live. When it comes to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, particularly in chapter 3, the Vibhuti Pada, Sage Patanjali ji has spoken about Sthula Swarupa Sukshma Anvaya Arthavatva Sanyamat Bhuta Jaya. How can you win over the elements? So winning over the elements is winning over these 5 elements, focusing on the Swarupa, that is the form, the gross and the subtler forms, and the meanings of it, and going into the parts of it. If you go on doing Sanyama, and we all know what is Sanyama according to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is a combination of Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. So when Sanyama happens over there, you win over the elements. That means the structure you can work with. Then going to the chronology, Gheranda Samhita comes first. But I would like to talk about the reference given in Shiva Samhita. It says, Chaitanyat sarvam utpannam jagadetat characharam tasmat sarvam parityajya chaitanyam tu samashrayet. Everything has come out of Chaitanya, or the consciousness. And therefore, focus on nothing else but the consciousness. Even the penta-elements, as we will see, according to Shiva Samhita, and a wonderful description has been given over there. We all know that our sciences have got a lot of from the Upanishads or from the Darshanas, from the Vedas. We all are sister sciences, Ayurveda, Yoga, etc. So somewhere or the other, we all will converge at few points. So Chaitanya happens to be the base, and then I would like to go to Gheranda Samhita in chapter 3, particularly when it comes to the description of Mudra. And in description of Mudra, Gheranda Samhita has described about 5 types of dharanas. And those 5 types of dharanas, or the concentrative practices, are related with the 5 elements. And those 5 elements are believed to be the aspects of the chakras in the body. So while talking about the benefits of dharana, Gheranda Muni says, Dharanani samasadhya kim na siddhyati bhutale. If you can master those dharanas or concentrative practices, as I have said, what would be impossible for you? That's what he's asking. Anena, and then he says, no, what you can do. Anena naradehena swargesu gamanagamanam. With this material body, you can go and come back, or you can travel in between different worlds. Now, when we say different worlds, the material world and the spiritual world and the subtle world. Well, I haven't seen or I haven't experienced doing that, but we can still understand that we are talking about having a conscious command on forms, different forms. And if we understand the concept of Panchikarana, how the elements mix with each other and how the forms change from Prithvi to water and so on. Because when we go back to Shiva Samhita, Shiva Samhita says that from Brahma everything has come out and it will all again go back to Brahma. So from subtle, the gross forms have come out, and those gross forms, when will subside, will go back to the subtler form. So anena nardehena swargeshu gamanagaman manogatir bhavet tasya. A person's speed will be equivalent to the speed of the mind. Manogati. Now we know that how fast the mind moves. Sitting in your place in a flash of a moment, you can be wherever you want to be without the need of a passport or a visa. Nothing, no stamping, no permissions, nothing. You can just be where you want to be. So manogatir bhavet tasya. The body activities also will happen with the optimal speed. That is also what we can understand when we talk about the gross body. Thecharatvam, potency to skywalk or to fly or move from one place to another in Akasha. These are the benefits which have been stated of those 5 concentrative practices in Gheranda Samhita. And if you know the names, they are like Parthivi Dharana or Adho Dharana, then comes the Ambasi Dharana or concentrative practice on the element of water, then on the element of fire, that is Vaishwanari Dharana. Then comes the Vayavi Dharana and finally the Nabho Dharana. When Shiva Samhita says about the generation of the tattvas, Brahma tejon shato yati tatah abhasate navah. So from the illuminative consciousness of Brahma, Brahma Tej, the first to take place, or the first Maya, because all these visible forms are nothing but Maya according to Shiva Samhita. So that is why they have used the word Abhasa. So the first tattva that will come out is Navas or Akasha. Tasmat prakashate Vayu. From Akasha, Vayu will come, from Vayu, Agni, from Agni, Jala, from Jala, Prithvi. Then Akashad Vayu, Akash Pavanat Agni, Kha Vatagner Jalam, Vyom Vatagni Varito Mahi. That means gradually it will have that Panchikaran we are talking about. It will have the atoms of previous elements into it, and gradually the grosser elements will be generated. Now it says about the qualities also. Kham Shabda Lakshanam Vayush Chanchalah Sparsha Lakshana. Shabda or sound is the property of Akasha. Vayu, which is Chanchala, which is unstable. And it has Sparsha Lakshana, the element of or the quality of touch. Syad Rupa Lakshanam Tejaha. Form will be visualized by Teja. Salilam Rasa Lakshanam, the taste. will be the quality of Salil water. Gandha Lakshanika Prithvi, and the odor or smell will be the quality of Prithvi. And then there are some Vishesha Guna, Shabdaika Gunam Akasham. There is only one quality, Shabda in Akasha. Dvi Guno Vayu Ruchyate, that is Shabda and Sparsha. Tathaiva Trigunam, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Tejo Bhavanti. Apash Chaturgunaha. Likewise, Prithvi will be having 5 qualities in it. Then the Indriya also they have classified. Chakshusha gruhyate rupam, gandho granena gruhyate, raso rasanayam sparsha tvacha sangruhyante param, shrotrena gruhyate shabdo niyatam bhati nanyata. So when we look into this aspect, more or less what our classics have stated about the penta elements in Charak and Sushrut, Sharirasthan, and in Ashtang, and even some part in Sutrastan, and even in Sushrut Chikitsa somewhere. All those references come very much near because, as I said earlier, that we tend to happen to be the sister sciences. So, Akasha, Vayu, Tej, Jal, Prithvi, these are the elements which intermerge with each other according to the science of Panchikarana or the principle of Panchikarana, and give rise to different elements and different elements with different objects with the different proportions of this element. Now this is wonderful. When I was going through Shiva Swarodaya, no, there is some changes. We have come across different aspects of penta elements, but probably in our classics we have not come across the amount or matra of the elements in the body. Shiva Swarodaya has tried to focus on that as well. It says that in the body, Prithvi is within the limit of 50 pala. Jala is 40 pala. Teja is 30 pala. Vayu is 20 pala. And Akasha is 10 pala. Because Swarodaya happens to be the science which is dealing with the vital breath technique of a person, it has tried to evaluate the length of the breath also. So friends, see here what I am trying to focus is that we are doing pranayama, we are doing kumbhakas also, but along with that, if we can monitor the length of the breath in kumbhakas, we can also monitor the proportion of the elements also in the body. Maybe researches are required, I don't deny. But hypothesis can definitely be built. So when it comes to Prithvi Tattva, it is said that the length of the breath happens to be 12 angulas. In Jala, it is 16 angulas. In Teja, it is 4 angulas. And in Vayu, it is Ashta angulas. Qualities and constituents of the body, it is related to as Madhura Rasa is of Prithvi. Asthi, Maunsa, Tvacha, Nadi and Rom are the elements which are attributed to Prithvi. Kashaya Rasa is of Jala. Shukra, Shonit, Majja, Mutra and Lala are the constituents related to Jala Mahabhut. Tikta Rasa, the bitter taste is of Teja. Kshuda, Trisha, Nidra, Kanti and Alasya are the components which are related with Tejas. Amla Rasa is related to Vayu. Dhavana, that means running, Chalana, walking, Gandha, Sankocha and Prasarana are related with the element of Vayu. Katurasa, that means pungent taste is of Akasha. Raga, Dvesha, Lajja, Bhaya and Moha. So you see all the psychological aspect are related with Akasha Mahabhut and Sattva Bahulam Akasha. It has been stated in our classics. So according to this Swarodaya, these are the aspects which are slightly different at places than what we have known so far. When it comes to the science of Karmakand and the science of Tantra also, The fingers and the mudras of the hands are also used, hand gestures. And the fingers have been depicted to be related to different elements. The ring finger is earth, related to earth. The little finger is with water. The thumb is with fire. The index finger is related to air. And the middle finger is said to be related with space or the element of ether. Now, according to our classics, when it comes to Prithvi Tattva, the Triguna it is related to is tamas, specific quality is Kharatva, functions are Gandha, Granendriya, Gaurav, Katinya, that is hardness of the body parts, etc. Then Sharir Dosha, Kapha, Mala, Purisha, Dhatu, Maunsa, partly Asti, partly Medas, that is Snayu, Kandra also. Gati will be downwards, Adho Gati, and Rasa, lingual taste, it will be related to is Madhura. I am talking only about the physical aspects or constituents with which the elements are related to. In fact, there are more than 25 such dimensions with which this element or the aspect can be related to. Now, in the body, it is related with the chakra, and particularly the Mooladhara is related to Prithvi Tattva. The qualities Mooladhara have, these qualities have been taken from our Eastern classics like Shat Chakra Nirupan and then Shiva Samhita, etc., texts, along with some texts authored by the Western authors also like Barbara Brennan. So qualities are matters relating to the material world, success, the physical body, mastery over the body, grounding, individuality, stability, security, stillness, health, courage, patience, as Professor Dilip was saying. These are the aspects which are related to Mooladhara Chakra. So when you see that the functioning in these aspects is proper, excessive, or less, you can understand the problem with the functioning or normalcy of the functioning of that element in the body. So the negative qualities, if the element is not functioning well, a person will be self-centered, there will be insecurity, violence, greed, anger, overly concerned with physical survival, tension in the spine, and constipation will be what will happen because of malfunctioning. Prithvi Mudra, that means the third finger or the ring finger is touched to the thumb. The time around 15 minutes at a stretch, maximum for 45 minutes, this mudra can be done. And along with that, if we can focus, as I said, the angula breath, the 12 angul is the breath for Prithvi. So if we can manage these two things together, the proper functioning of the element in the body we can do. I know I have got very much limited time, so I will not be going this deep in all. This was the first example. For next, I'll just talk about the Tattva, Jala Tattva and its chakra, its qualities and its negative qualities. The qualities are giving and receiving emotions, desire, pleasure, sexual pleasure, passionate love, change, movement, assimilation of new ideas, health, family, tolerance, surrender, personal creativity, working in harmony and creatively with others. This is so important, the interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. The negative qualities are overindulgence in food or sex, sexual difficulties, confusion, purposelessness, jealousy, envy, desire to possess, impotence, uterine and or bladder problems. These are the problems which a person can have. The next tattva, the mudra is Varun Mudra, the little finger and touching it to the thumb. The next chakra is the Manipur chakra, and Agni tattva is in Manipur chakra. The qualities are will, personal power, authority, energy, mastery of desire, self-control, radiance, warmth, awakening, transformation, humor, laughter, immortality. No, the positiveness of a person, it will just radiate out if this chakra is performing well. The negative qualities are taking in more than one can assimilate or utilize, too much emphasis on power and or recognition, anger, fear, hate, jealousy, and digestive problems. Surya Mudra, again we come back to the Anamika, but here you see the difference. The Anamika is touched, the tip is touched at the bottom of the thumb and the thumb is pressed over the finger. So that will give that chakra to the Agni, the energy of that Prithvi to the Agni, and Agni will be flared up. This is the concept which Mudra Vignan deals with. So then comes Vayu Tattva, that is the element of air. I am not going into these description because these are found in Ayurvedic texts. We all know about it. The qualities of Anahata Chakra, where Vayu resides: divine and unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion, understanding, balanced conditioning, group consciousness, oneness with life, acceptance, peace, openness, harmony, and contentment. If it malfunctions, then repression of love, emotional instability, unbalanced, heart problems, circulatory disorders. This is what we have a lot today. And because of this negative qualities of this Vayu Tattva, because Vayu Tattva stays over there, and Vayu is influenced by so many things, the lifestyle, the diet, the thought process, so on. The mudra is Vayu Mudra, where the first finger or the index finger is pressed under the thumb. The tip is touching at the bottom of the thumb, you can see. Akasha Tattva is in Vishuddhakya, or the fifth chakra in the throat. The qualities are power of the spoken word, communicative skills, creativeness in speech, writing and the arts, integration, peace, truth, knowledge, wisdom, loyalty, honesty, reliability, gentleness, and kindness. If this goes wrong, malfunctions, then communication or speech problems, knowledge used unwisely, ignorance, lack of discernment, depression, and thyroid problems can be the result. Shunya Mudra. There are two aspects. Here you see the tip of the middle finger is touched to the thumb. There is one other aspect also of doing it, is like where the middle finger is touched at the bottom of the thumb and the thumb is pressed over the middle finger. That also has been shown as Shunya Mudra according to some authors. Then we can correlate the penta elements with the Pancha Kosha, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vignanmaya, and Anandmaya Kosha. So if our elements are performing well, the koshas also will be performing well, and ultimately we will be away from Adi, Vyadi, and Upadi, according to the Taittiriya Upanishad. Thank you very much for a very patient listening, and I would like to thank the co-speakers of this session and organizers once again, and all the delegates participating. Thank you so much.